Good evening, children. Welcome to online class. First language English, class 9th standard. Second lesson, that is Mauritius. Mauritius written by R.K. Lakshman. That is Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Lakshman. That is R.K. Lakshman. Born in Mysore on 24th October in 1921 and died on Jan 26, 2015. An Indian cartoonist, illustrator and humorist. So this is the famous cartoon drawn by him. Humorist, a person who acts, speaks or writes in a humorous way. A person with a good sense of humor, an active sense of humor. An illustrator is an artist who specializes in enhancing writing by providing a visual representation that corresponds to the content of the associated text or idea. So best known for his creation, The Common Man. So this is a very famous Common Man. Now about the lesson. Here, Mauritius is a travelogue adapted from Idle Hours written by R.K. Lakshman only. Now we will see how he narrates about the country, Mauritius. So Unit 2, Prose 2, Mauritius, that is R.K. Lakshman. The World Atlas, I have with me as many little dots and specks which are really nothing to do with the world or geography. It is an old one, and the time, the weather, and the generations of cockroaches have put them there. So it was with some difficulty that I was able to locate Mauritius in the vastness of the Indian Ocean. It is a tiny speck of an island situated below the equator on the 20th parallel, some 4,500 kilometers southwest of Bombay. See here, that is the word atlas which the author had was very old, ancient, and contained many little dots and specks only. Why? It was damaged due to maybe very old atlas, or maybe due to the weather, or maybe due to the generations of the cockroaches which had damaged that atlas. If you want to find out a place, we can find only the dots there. So like that, we wanted to find out Mauritius, but Mauritius itself cannot be easily located. Where it is situated on the here, that is on here, situated on the there, that is a Indian Ocean, and the author's experience journey is experiencing. His journey was somewhat exciting, and he was curious to see the sight below the flying craft. See here, the distance between India and Mauritius is nearly 4,500 kilometers from India, that is Bombay, to Mauritius. It is 4,500 kilometers, that is southwest of Bombay. Now, second para is telling, our aircraft is bearing us towards it. That is, they were moving towards Mauritius. Throughout, through the occasional gloss in the clouds, I glimpsed the ocean spread like a bluish gray steel sheet. So that is through the window, see, through the airplane, that is a aeroplane window. What he could see the clouds, and also down the ocean. How the ocean was spread like a bluish gray steel sheet. And there are acres and acres of cloud. See, acres and acres of cloud below me, having all sorts of funny shapes in an odd, abstract way. See, then see here, you can see only the clouds, but the clouds are showing different shapes. That is shapes of legends, figures of legends, ancient legends. Which country, from which country? China, Rome, Greece, India, and what have you. So that is the legends from these countries. You could see the shapes or the figures of those legends where in the sky. Then how that the clouds are made. That keeps the shape, changing the shape also. Then if you watch then the cloud, you also notice because not even 5 minutes it will stay there. It will go away very quickly, but it makes the shapes. Now third para is telling, I cannot help drawing a comparison, albeit ridiculous, although it is ridiculous, and rather far-fetched between my vague observations at 10,000 meters watching the clouds and what I learn of Mauritius later. Now what happened? Suppose if you are going to a place, going by plane means then you will see only the aerial view of that place, country. But that is how much height then he was flying. He was flying at the height of 10,000 meters, watching the clouds. Now then, because he was not knowing about Mauritius, and later when he reached Mauritius, then he learned many things. This tiny island has an astonishingly similar variety, strange juxtapositions, incongruities, odd mixtures of race and language. So it has got different races, different languages, and all just as that is all opposites and incongruities. So all these things they had. So that is when he reached Mauritius. That is reached. That is he landed Mauritius. He could so many things. The juxtapositions he can put aside all the ideas and the incongruence observed and mixtures of a race, so many different types of then race, people, then different countries like that he could see in Mauritius only. Then languages also different languages. So here, what he understood by flying the height of 10,000 meters, that is, it's entirely different when he came, that is when he landed on the Mauritius, then on seeing the people and place, then he was surprised to see so many varieties of race, people, and language. The next fourth one is telling here Africans and Chinese, Biharis and Dutch, Persians and Tamils, Arabs, French and English all rub shoulders merrily with one another and emerge the peculiar sense of oneness. Then what happened? All these country people, Africans 1, Chinese 2, Biharis 3, Dutch 4, Persians 5, Tamil 6, Arab 7, French 8, English 9. So all these country people live together. How they are living friendly, rubbing shoulders among each other. That is emerge the peculiar sense of one. They become one. When the country, that is Mauritius, name comes means all become one. A Tamil, for instance, bears a deceptively South Indian face. He was looking like that is a deceptively, that is a cheating South Indian face and a name to go with it to boot. That is Radha Krishna Govindan. What was his, he met one Tamilian, what was his name? Radha Krishna Govindan, but he was looking deceptive. That is somewhat somewhat a Tamilian, like a face only. And he was surprised to see, and that is he heard that Radhakrishna Govindan from Madras only. So naturally, if a Madras visit, then anybody then they would talk in Tamil only. He also surprised me, but how he responded, that is frightfully. Mangled English, that is English color mixed with the French and English, with a heavy French accent. The pronunciation with the French accent, and that is the English. Then Mr. Govindan has no knowledge of Tamil. He was knowing nothing of English, Tamil words, but only then he talked in English that had French. accent, and he sees curling to that is curing to produce Tamil songs centuries ago. His tongue, he forgot the language, Tamil language speaking, because he sees because not used to talk in other languages except that English with the French accent. So that's why he forgot his identity. That is from where he came, that mother tongue, everything. Then he that is gone with the generations, because so many people, so many generations, no, they were living in Mauritius only. Only they remember they could talk only in English with the French accent. Now, fifth parastelling, like others of his fellow men, his ancestors were brought to the islands as slaves or later as indentured laborers to work in sugarcane fields and factories or to cut timber in the jungle and haul it to the boats. And their roots in their original homelands withered and disappeared with the passage of time. The passage of time disappeared, and that is all of them together happily came to spare the triumphs and defeats of whoever happened to be their masters among the buccaneering trinity of those days, the Dutch, the French, and the English, who constantly waged battle for the possession of the island, for its spices and sugar, or just for the strategic position on the maritime route to the east, conveniently placed as it was for a piratical purposes. How is that? That is, like others of his fellow men, his ancestors were brought to, why they came, why they went to Mauritius, people went to Mauritius, that is island, as slaves. For what? As indentured laborers. They went as indentured laborers. But here, what work they did? They work that in the sugarcane fields and sugar factories, or to cut what is the timber and in the jungle and haul them, that then arrange in the boats. And their roots in their original homelands withered, because as the years, as the time passed on, they forgot their identity from which place they came, because they became one with the other people and they became Mauritians. And they share the triumphs and defeats whoever happened to be their masters among the English. So what happened, whoever captured Mauritius, they tried to live with them, and who constantly waged war. So every time then war was waged always in Mauritius to capture Mauritius, because of its why it was rich in spices and sugar. For this sake, the people, that is the countries, were then trying to occupy Mauritius. So that's why they used to wage war on an island to occupy. And it was first thing. One next one is maritime route, so that when they go on a long voyage, they can stay in Mauritius and have rest. That is maritime route to the east. Conveniently placed as piratical purposes also. So sea robbery also. Piratical purposes, sea robbery also, then they are using that route. So that is a Mauritius was then a very good place for such things, piratical purpose and maritime route to halt and enjoy all these things. However, the battle of 1810 ended all that in favor of the English. What happened? So the last war they had was in 1810 in favor of who won? English people won. The French surrendered and handed over the island after extracting favor from the conquerors, that the French influence on the island be left intact. So what happened here? That is, English won the war. French people, what they did? They were defeated, so they surrendered the Mauritius island. that is to the British people, but with a request, with a favor, what they wanted the French influence should be on the island. It should be left intact. The English kept their word. So English people are also accepted and they promised that they would maintain a French style. Word in the last day of our rule. And till the last day of the rule, they maintained that promise. And the English kept their word to the last day of the rule, which ended in 1968. So 1968, then what happened? It was in British rule, and British people then gave freedom and left Mauritius. And so we still have very musical but unpronounceable names like frogs and the bitches or view, then basin or a quarter bone and a pure pipe, then rose belly and so on. So all these quarter bones, pure pipe, rose belly and so on. So all these type of names, that is mixture of a Mauritian culture. The next one is the people are extremely relaxed. They feel relaxed and warm towards a stranger. If they see any stranger, they are very friendly. In the streets, in the bazaar, or in restaurant, wherever they see strangers, they are very helpful, friendly. Whether they meet in street or in the bazaar or in a restaurant. It is common to be greeted and smiled as if you are a long lost friend. How they smile, you would feel that you know them for a long time. So that is as if it's a long lost friend. Coming from Bombay with my precast grim expression of a city dweller, I react awkwardly at first to such spontaneity and feel ashamed that I am not even able to produce a matching smile. So because R.K. Lakshman was coming from what? Bombay. That is a city dweller. City dweller, then what happened? He doesn't know, but he didn't give a matching smile to the people who smiled at friendly. So the next one is the same atmosphere of friendliness prevails even in Port Louis. Port Louis is the capital of Mauritius. That is the seat of government. Seat of government is there. The office of the government is there. The cabinet ministers and others in high position do not act as if they were born to the grace. See here, so that officials, so the ministers and all, they go like ordinary people only. They're not in India like then security, then nothing like that. And here, they are just like ordinary people. One bumps into an airport lounge or in a hotel. Or if you see in a hotel also, they'll be ordinary. And then airport also, then you can see them going like ordinary people. They are unassuming, accessible, communicative, and above all, go about without a protective shield of hangers on the security men to repel casual approaches. So they are very friendly. So easy to communicate also. Then the not like then they had any that is a casual, that is a hanger should be there, that is security men around them, and any casual if anybody approaching them to stop them. Such things are not in Mauritius. I am shown a modest looking flat in a busy street lined with shops and crawling traffic. So that is one beautiful building was there. They showed to R.K. Lakshman. That is short stories, merchant ships, then trawlers and dinghies stand anchored in the harbor with the cobwebs of ropes and the festoons of flags hanging from their masts. See how we can say that Mauritius, that Portland, if you see the seashore, you can see different country boats and ships, the different flags hanging, so like that. But this Port Louis, no, to his mind, Joseph Conrad and Mogam, when he sees that is to R.K. Lakshman, who came to memory, that is Conrad and James Mogam came to his memory. Why? Because the little port of town seems as if well built at the suggestion of these writers to suit their novels and the short stories. If you read Conrad and Mogam's short stories, you will find cities, that is imaginary cities like this Mauritius only. You will be surprised. So then here, then whereas over then Garda Island on all sides as far as the eye can see up to the foot of the distant blue mountains that ring the island. So that is what happened. You can see such type of building or place or people. That is as long as your eye stretches only green color, then volcanic where volcano happened, no, that is a long about geological ages. But you can see the Mauritius, no, so beautiful. These mountains, how they do not have the traditional monotonous pyramidal shape. These mountains are not looking like a pyramid what we have in our country. Their outlines are freakish, whimsical, with unexpected sweeps and perpendicular drops and pinpointed peaks, precariously doing a balancing art with the boulders as big as a skyscraper. See here, then you can see the mountains. See, this is see the mountain, tip of the mountain is something entirely different. It is not like a, see here also not like a pyramidal shape. It is something like a, that is a place of then these mountains do not have the traditional monotonous shape. They have pyramidal shape also, but their outlines are freakish. That is very weak and whimsical, with unexpected shapes and perpendicular drops and pin pointed peaks, precariously doing a balancing act with the boulders as big as a skyscraper. So they are balancing with the skyscraper, that is boulders. And here, ninth instance, there is no railway in Mauritius. Well-maintained trunk and arterial roads conflict various villages and see, there is no railway in Mauritius, but now they have got a train. Now they have made, that is trains are there in Mauritius. Recently they have made that well-maintained trunk and arterial roads. Roads are well-maintained and arterial that's trunk roads or arterial roads are there. They connect various villages. All villages and towns are connected, cutting through the ubiquitous sugarcane field. Ubiquitous, wherever you see only sugarcane field. Although the whole country is only 64 kilometer by 50 kilometer. So length is 64 kilometer, width by 50 kilometers. So such a small, that is country, but you can see only sugarcane fields. Driving around the island for a sightseeing makes me feel curiously that I am in a place as a sprawling as India. So what he felt when he traveled in a car, then seeing all the beauty of nature, he felt that is he was in some place similar like that of India only. But the excellent weather and breathtaking landscapes all around make up for many hours spent just sitting inside a car. So what when you can enjoy the beauty of that is Mauritius, the nature, and what you can sit in the car only you can enjoy. It is very common for people to drive up and down and average 70 kilometer because they go daily average 70 kilometer they drive because the length itself is 64 kilometer only, and to a cocktail party or dinner with the friends. So they don't mind for any party or any birthday, the dinner or anything. They go. They don't mind traveling such a long distance because the length is only 64 kilometer by 50. That's only short country. And later, I note the trees here are so unlike the gigantic specimens. Here the trees are entirely different. They are not gigantic. I have seen in Andaman Islands, disappointingly enough, they are short and gnarled even in the interior of jungles, looking just like a abnormally overgrown bonsai. So what happened? Now he is not seeing the trees as he saw in that island, what the Andaman Island, but they are very much gnarled. That and they give different look, like a bonsai, that is Japanese bonsai, that is made very, grown very small. And next one is, the next one is, that is 2 days, the relative flattening. Sorry. Yeah, then gnarled, even the interior of jungles also, if you go and sit, then you will see then trees, very short trees only, looking just like a abnormally overgrown bonsai. So looking like a Japanese bonsai, trees very short and bearing then so many branches. These jungles have no tigers or lions or elephants or any kind of wildlife. In Mauritius, there are no wildlife at all. And there are not even poisonous snakes or insects. We don't have poison things only there. And the bat was the only mammal before a man that is arrived on the island with the monkey and the deer centuries ago. So what happened? Before he landed, who was there? Bat, and was the only mammal before man arrived on the island. Man arrived the land with whom? A monkey and a deer centuries ago. Unfortunately, the birds are dwindling in number and variety. So many varieties of birds are there and varieties also there. Then the dodo, a bird which could not fly and which certainly had no claims to beauty and elegance, was a native of this island. So what is dodo bird is a native of this island, and this is a bat. So that is a always it upside down, isn't it? And near one is mercifully is extinct now. Even you don't have dodo bird also because they killed that bird. And also the giant tortoises of Aldabra variety. Now we can see giant tortoises. See, this is a giant tortoise. This is Aldabra variety. And here, that is of which a few specimens have been brought and kept in an enclosure in the botanical gardens of Pamplemouses. So where they kept it, this is a botanical garden Pamplemouses. You can see then that is a Aldabra, that is a tortoise, very old, till 100 and 200 years also they live. You have got that much older tortoise also. And this is the lotus pond. Okay, now of course the island has recovered. Okay. Now the people of the people of Mauritius shuddered to think of the night the king cyclone struck them. So they had one experience, that the king cyclone. On February 6, 1975, a 320-kilometer broad howling wind moved in at some 255 kilometer per hour. So what is the speed of the wind? 255 kilometer per hour. Imagine. So that is a 320 kilometer broad. Then when February 6, 1975, what is that? The king cyclone struck them. The eve of the cyclone alone, I am told, was 48-kilometer wide and churned the country for 2 days, relentlessly flattening everything that stood, smashing windows and doors, tearing up rooftops, uprooting trees and bringing them down on buildings. So what happened when cyclone came? All these things happened. That smashing windows are smashed, then everything was flattened relentlessly, then tearing the rooftops, all these things happened. When the cyclone came, that is February 6, 1975. And now 12th para is telling, now of course, the island has recovered from the devastation, but the valley of the dead trees gives me the fair idea of the enormous violence with which the cyclone had struck these people who are actually quite then used to facing these storms as they are an annual event, as they are then an annual event in Mauritius. Oh, that is the cyclones are like a annual events in Mauritius. So like that they are coming like a festival. Who, which one? The cyclones. And next one, that is these storms as they are an annual event in Mauritius, but the big ones come only once in 15 years. So the big cyclone that is there when? That is once in 15 years. The sad part of it is by the time the next one is due, the memory of the previous disaster fades or nearly comes to be believed as a myth. So what happened? When another cyclone comes, they forget the previous one, and So they rebuild the country and they live as usual. That is, they are not worried about the sweeping cyclone, but the memory still remains in their mind. How that is just like a myth. Then what? Congested areas. Then so they are like a annual event for Mauritius people. And the sad part is that what? Then anything they immediately rebuild it and then come to the normal position. That is the beauty of the Mauritians. So again, trees are planted in congested areas. Tall buildings come up and plate glass picture windows are fixed and the rooftops are put up with an eye on elegance. So they all know they beautifully they then made it. That is a Mauritius is looking nice now. But sure enough, at the end of the 15-year period, the king cyclone appears promptly on the horizon to surprise the people of Mauritius. Again, it comes. That is the visitor, the king cyclone. Again, after 15 years period, then it comes again and to surprise the Mauritius people. Now, 13th para is telling a coral of a reef, a coral reef runs all around the island. So this is the coral reef that is running all around the island. That is Mauritius. You can see the colorful coral reefs. And parallel to the shore, then a line keeping the historical waves away at a safe distance from the beaches. That is the calm turquoise blue lagoons of Mauritius thus have become world famous. See this lagoons. So these are calm turquoise lagoons. So that is a attractive place in Mauritius and where it attracts the visitors from all over the world to enjoy. That is a sea sport. And here, Mauritius thus have become world famous. They are still means what? Stand still, no moving, calm like lotus ponds, and are a delight to those who like water sports. They can do water sports such as scuba diving, swimming, surf riding, speedboat racing, and yachting, everything. In some places, the sea is so shallow there is even horse riding. So here, what happened? They do. See, they do scuba diving here, surfing, because the sea is not a shallow. What they do horse riding also. So that is beautiful. Here you see inside the coral reef. See how the divers and here the lagoons, not shallow, surrounding the Mauritius. So the next one is, so this is a cyclone, that is a king cyclone, how it comes to take the center, the sea, and then destroy the whole Mauritius. See the sugarcane field, how it is grown thickly, that is, it is rich in a sugarcane growth. And next one is, you can see that is horse riding also. And my wife and I not being aquatic because they, Mr. and Mrs. R.K. Lakshman, they are not loving that is sea water sports. And we watch with amusement the activity of the tourists from all parts of the world, extracting every bit of fun that the magnificent beach could yield us. But you could enjoy seeing other foreigners playing the sea water. Okay, now we step into a glass-bottomed boat carefully without getting our feet wet and go on a cruise to observe submerged coral reefs. That is a glass-bottomed boat. See here, this is a glass-bottomed boat. See, this is a boat. So bottom is made of glass only. See here, the people are standing and watching. As the boat moves, you could see the sea animal moving here and there. So that is very nice to enjoy. So what is in the bottom of the sea? You can see that, make out. And next one is, so cruised observe submerged coral reef. They can enjoy the coral reefs also there. And marine life. You can see the marine life. That is all fish and everything, types of different seashells on yellow sand. To start with the little undefinable creatures Then stray bits of seaweed float by. Alarmed crabs scurry for shelter. Then comes the skeleton like a formation of a coral. Then sea deepens, pale green bushes, slimy white blobs, then big as pumpkins, then lobsters, then slithering snaky forms. So all these type of sea animals we can see when you go in this glass bottomed boat. As the boat moves further into the sea, the scene below turns, that is here, sorry, that is here. The sea below turns airy. What is that? Among the jagged rocks, the coral jungle becomes dense and huge and is draped with a brownish mass. You can see brownish mass covering it. When you go still further in the sea. I see that is shapeless, ugly creatures crawling in the dark depths of the sea covers, that is covers here. You can see different ugly creatures in the sea. I feel unblinking eyes are watching the us from below, the giant mushroom like growth all over, then headless animals pretending to be plants. You can't make out the difference between whether it is a plant or animal like that, and stuck in one place away from side to side in the ghostly manner. A cold shiver runs down my spine. So when he sees that is such type of creatures in the sea, that is he was very much afraid. That is a shiver, cold shiver runs down his spine. So that type of creatures are there, ghostly creatures are there where in the sea. When you can see, when you go in this glass bottomed boat only, we can watch all these creatures. 17th one is all of a sudden, then standing out against the darkness, a school of fish colored bright lemon yellow with black bars all along. That is their sides, how yellow color with the black stripes. Then pass majestically by cheering, cheering up the whole world of the overwhelming bloom. Further on, I can see that is the coral branches tipped with a peculiar blue light, like hundreds of candles dying out. Plenty of colors are coming now. Then violet, yellow, pink, green, postbox, red, fishes with the hideous spikes all over their body. Then fishes with the long tails, fishes with the battered faces, all of them with a damned look of condemned souls that is crisscross our path in a weird twilight against the nightmarish landscape. So that's what he's explaining all these things, what he can say when he goes on the glass bottomed boat. Now 18th para is telling, fascinating my seat. Fascinating my seat, that is return flight. I vaguely think of the future of Mauritius. Now he is finished going around Mauritius. Now he is going back to his country. So that's what he is thinking of. He is tightening his belt, that's preparing for his return flight. He is in the plane now. He is going to his country. That is, will he be able to preserve its pristine charm? He is thinking in future what will happen to Mauritius, whether it will maintain all this charm, beauty in future. It has no population problem now, because now population people are more, and with its 8,50,000 people. So what is that strength? Population is 8,50,000 people, evenly spread over. So that Mauritius, they are spread evenly, and there is a hardly any unemployment question. They all are employed. Yet people seem to live fairly well at all levels. People are very happy whether they are rich or poor or they are living happily. The government is aware of all these advantages, but seems to feel a certain nervousness about that is economy. So dependent because that is nervous about the economy, that is so dependent basically on a single, that is a commodity. What their revenue is based on, the Mauritius countries revenue is based on sugar. So it is a region that is to have foreign entrepreneurs. Then they are very eager. They are very eager to have foreigners or entrepreneurs start their industries then there. So that if the foreigners they come and start any industry, so that it can flourish. That is, it can produce many things and it can increase its revenue. But with industrial growth, okay, now the Mauritius is, I told you, 64 by that is 50, that is that much only length and width. Such a small place. Now, if they start industrial growth, what will happen? The living space will shrink, and the cars and trucks will increase, and the roads will have to be widened to take the load. So what they'll do, they'll make the roads big, wider. So that time the price of land also will go up and flats will appear. Then cost of living, pollution and unemployment, slum, taxation, controls, all these things are, oh, all these thoughts come to me from force of a habit. That is, an enlightened people can enlightened people can